Yo, Incog, you want to come out here? Ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between, how are we doing today? I am Incog, or Avery for short, and I'm going to be going over your MDA playoffs, and I recorded the championship bout as well separately, but I didn't record anything for the playoffs besides the matchups and such. So, with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. First and foremost, teams made some switches, and if you weren't watching the last video, I know it's been a while, you can look on screen right now and I'll read them out to you. First and foremost, Primer dropped the Garchomp and Raging Bolt for Hydrapple and Dragapult, which you can see on the top left. We see Komori dropping Palmot, Mega Lopunny, Porygon 2, and Quaquaval for Annihilate, Mega Gallade, Ditto, and Hitmonlee. That's the second seed. Our third seed, Sandy, decided to drop Primarina for Enamorus, Incarnate, and Pelipper became the fifth water type, so team is equally balanced as it should be. Next up, Ian, the fourth seed, decided to go ahead and drop the Mega Scizor and Heatran for Mega Beedrill and Melmetal. Nasty decided to go ahead and not do a damn thing since they changed their team a week before things had occurred. So realistically, they didn't need to make any more switches. And lastly, our sixth seed Cog Sentient decided to drop Indeedee, Crocodile, and Morpeko, which Psychic Dark and Dark, or Hoopa Unbound, Tinglu, and Weavile, Psychic Dark and Dark, as well as Orbeetle, Psychic for Alolan Raichu, Psychic. So, everything looked to be really good and be underway. As we all know, the 3 seed will be playing the 6 seed, so it'll be Sandy versus Cog and Ian versus Nasty. We'll see what happens in the semifinal round, but of course, as you know, you're getting all of it, so don't worry. It will be easier said than done. So, without further ado, the first matchup that was played was, of course, Ian versus Nasty. So, as we can see here, we noticed the Great Tusk, Ursaluna, Blood Moon, the Tinkaton, Landorus, Therian kind of hiding there, Seismitoad, and Clefable, with Ian having the Mega Beedrill, Celesteela, Iron Treads, Volcarona, Buzzwold, and Jirachi. Really, really interesting teams from both sides, but honestly, it really didn't matter. I felt like this could go one of two ways. It could either be Nasty putting on the hurt, or we just see Ian do a whole bunch of nothing. So, you never know. Ian could just play what's in front of him, or Nak could put the beat down, you know. However, Nak decided to keep going on with this no banning idea and ban nothing, while Ian decided to ban Mega Diancie. This was a match to behold. DJ, turn that fucking track on. Let's go. So, first turn we see Seismitoad first as the lead versus Beedrill, which is going to just be a Seismitoad switch on to Tinkaton, while Beedrill decides, you know what, I'm going to Mega and get up out of here too. You turning on the Tinkaton, which we revealed the Rocky Helmet. With Celesteela coming in, this can become a very, very disgusting match very quickly. We see T-Wave from the Tinkaton, while we see Sub Celesteela. Ian no stranger to using various sets, and Sub definitely being one. We see Encore Tinkaton, because of course we do. Nak is trying to win this game and trying to prevent Celesteela from being a bitch. We see Jirachi come in as we see Tinkaton go for Rock Slide, which is an interesting choice, as maybe he thought Volcarona was coming in. We see Seismitoad being switched in with Jirachi going for Flash Cannon, doing a quarter damage off of that Life Orb hit, which is still pretty good. But then the Energy Ball takes out Seismitoad, already up 6-5. So, Ursaluna comes in, can eat any one hit, and it unfortunately could not eat a critical hit, however, and dies to the Jirachi Energy Ball. As we see Landorus coming in, one must wonder where things are going, and yet again another kill for the Jirachi as it is HP Ice. Good Lord, have mercy. We see the Clefable coming in, eating its Berry, and Spadef lower and all, it still gets off its flamethrower, killing the Jirachi. Did the crit matter? No, probably not. But regardless, we see the Iron Treads come in as we see Iron Head just killing the Clefable afterwards. And this game is as good as gone because holy shit, 5 versus 2, but you never know what can happen. See Ice Spinner hitting the Great Tusk, while we see Great Tusk just go for a regular CC and killing the Iron Treads, lowering its defenses, unfortunately, which can actually lead to abysmal destruction. We see Giga Drain from the Volcarona killing the Great Tusk, and finally the Tinkaton coming back in. Likely does not eat any amount of fire move, but it eats one Fiery Dance, as we see. But we see Rock Slide unfortunately miss. While it could have mattered for differential purposes, that doesn't matter here in playoffs. Ian taking game 1. This was a really interesting match and a really interesting game 1, because it could have technically gone either way if Ursaluna doesn't get crit. But also you have to imagine if Ursaluna doesn't get crit and it kills Jirachi, does that lead to Buzzwole doing something more? Does it lead to Beedrill perhaps doing something more? We don't know. Either way, game 1 goes to Ian, and we get into game 2. Game 2 is a little bit interesting. Just like game 1, same teams, no changes are made on either side, of course. I don't think any changes were made for quarterfinals. So, we start off, of course, with the same leads. For some reason, Seismitoad versus Beedrill. Seismitoad is going to stay in here on the Beedrill going for U-turn, but it takes half of its life away. Going for rocks, opting into a better strategy here, but we see Ice Punch hitting the Seismitoad, no freeze, but the HP, what could be believed to be fire, hitting it, but we see Ice Punch killing the Seismitoad, and now it is Boost City for Buzzwole. We see the attack boost on the Great Tusk, as we now have noted that this is a Scarf Buzzwole with Ice Punch, and it does indeed die, however, to Rapid Spin Great Tusk. Very interesting still that a Scarf Buzzwole would show up here, but hey, it is what it is. Close combat doing a chunk to this Celesteela. Celesteela goes for just regular Giga Drain, knowing full and damn well it's going to just need to get the kill here, and it gets a special attack boost. Good information for Nagnasty, of course, but then we see Tinkaton come in, and we already know how this song and dance goes. T-Wave, but this time Leech Seed actually goes out instead of Substitute, so getting Encored wouldn't really be the worst thing in the world. We see Tinkaton switching out into Landorus, as Celesteela decides to go for Flash Cannon, doing a healthy 60% at +1, which, holy shit, Landorus is going to go for SD. Unfortunately for Landorus, it almost could have died. Giga Drain doing just 39%, just missing on the kill, while we see the Z Landorus going for the Continental Crush on the Celesteela, and Celesteela eating it up. Going for Giga Drain and getting the kill. Celesteela once again proving to be the menace it once was back in Generation, I think it was Gen 7. Was it in Gen 8? I don't remember, guys. Don't look at me like that. Anyways, Blood Moon kills the Celesteela. And right now it's 4-3. Anything can happen, but we do know about this Jirachi. It does not crit, however, this time, but still gets a Spidef drop because Serene Grace is here. Earth Power does kill, however, the Jirachi, so we do know, with context, that Ursaluna would have lived, of course, through the crit. Or, well, without the crit. But it's the Volcarona show, of course, and you've been cordially invited to get your ass beat senseless. Clefable does come in, however, after the Ursaluna dying, and Fiery Dance does a healthy 50%. We do see Clefable go for Moonblast, trying to reduce some special attack, and unfortunately, it's a wrap, because we're not talking about no burrito. 49, you get over here. It's over with, and with that being said, Ian wins the set 2-0 because, well, do you really need me to say what happens? Thank you. Okay. Anyways, it was a really good game by Nagnasty, I will admit that. I just think there was a lot to look into for this match, of course. I think that Landorus definitely could have been played a little bit better against Celesteela. I think that Seismitoad should have definitely been a bit maybe like Rindo Bear or something of that nature, or at least something could have been better fighting the Celesteela, of course, but at the end of the day, shit happens, and guess who it happens to? Some of you niggas. Regardless, that is a 2-0 victory by Ian, and I just want to go ahead and say we are doing a little bit this entire season. My good friend Quincy was Nagnasty this entire time, similar to what you might remember as Coach Z back in the day in the WBE, I want to say it was, where it was Magnitude Steve the entire time. And if you didn't know that after all these years, I do apologize for spoiling you on that. But we did that this entire season, and I definitely think Quincy found it a little annoying, not going to lie, but hey, it's all good. It worked out that he made playoffs, even if it was by the inches on his hair. No pauses needed. You get it. You see it. Let's keep going, shall we? So that was the 4-5 match. But what happened to the 3-6 match? Well, I'm glad you asked, and if you didn't, fuck you. Let's go ahead. Sandy versus Cog. A very interesting way to live here, because good Lord have mercy, this is going to be an interesting one. With the bans being that Sandy banned Weavile and Cog decided to go ahead and ban Mega Swampert, because Mega Swampert is still very good. And especially in rain, Cog doesn't want to see this, especially with his kind of team. Weavile being banned makes a lot of sense on Sandy's side too, just because without Alleged Terrain being actively available, Weavile would be the fastest mon on Cog's team and probably be able to dispatch a lot of Sandy's mons with the plethora of coverage it gets. That being said, you would be very surprised to know that this battle went exactly as you think it does, but not the way you thought it did. Let me just key you in here. Sandy brought the Enamorous, Thunderous, and Tornadus, Politoed, Empoleon, and Pelipper, while Cog brought the Alolan Raichu, Meowscarada, Tapu Lele, Gyarados, Hoopa Unbound, and the Tinglu. To note, Gyarados is Mega, and there's Therian Tornadus, Therian Thunderous, and Incarnate on Enamorous. Just in case you're not watching, you want to make sure that you get all the information correct. So, let's go, shall we? All right. Sandy decides to go ahead and start off with Tornadus Therian while we see Cog go ahead and start off with the Tinglu. And DJ, hit that fucking music. We see a taunt. We see him get it off. We just like, no stealth rocks here, because that's going to be very impactful throughout this game, that taunt, really. So, we do see the Stone Edge unfortunately miss the Politoed, which is just sad. As far as I'm aware, we did have to redo these turns just because of some things that happened. I think it was like he had two of a move, or it was like Politoed didn't have Drizzle when it was supposed to, and so we had a mulligan. So this is the real match of game one. So we see Toxic go off, and then Stealth Rock going up, of course. You did see that Haze sort of turn where we were thinking maybe he could try to set something up. I couldn't tell you. We see Whirlwind from the Tinglu getting in the Pelipper, which unfortunately takes a little bit of chip there. Tox is still whittling away at the Tinglu. We see the Skull do about 47 to the Tinglu, and the Tinglu going for Ruination and a miss. Oh my goodness, Valentine. Let me tell you something. This is going to be a common theme for a lot of these teams and missing impactful moves. Anyways, Skull go ahead and hit that Tinglu, of course, and that is the first kill of the game, just 7 turns deep. We see Tapu Lele come in, and let me tell you something. This is God's bulkiest Tapu Lele in the world. I gotta give Cog credit for that. This is one of the bulkiest Tapu Leles I've ever seen in my life. So we do see just Tapu Lele trying to get as much damage as it can on the Empoleon. Empoleon just goes for Toxic. Sandy playing a very, very neat game of just fuck around and stall him out, or at least get off as much chip damage as possible to at least clean up the game. As we see some doubles here, we do see Expanding Force from the Raichu while we see Defog, which, fun fact, gets rid of terrain. If you didn't know that till now, good job. Now you do. As we see Empoleon come back in on the wow, I blanked out. On the Expanding Force, of course, we do see the Tapu Lele come in, and then the rocks go up for the Empoleon. And then we just see another double out into the Meowscarada with the Psychic Seed, which actually I really did fuck with this set. This is a very good set on Cog's end, I'm not gonna lie to you. And unfortunately, what we do also see is that this is Rain Dish, as we saw earlier on this Pelipper, but it is Helmet, so it's a very defensive set. See Flower Trick pop off, but because it is not Stab anymore, it does not do enough damage to this Pelipper. So we do see the unfortunateness that is going to be a Meowscarada dying soon. And we see U-Turn do 29, which still did a bit of damage. So we do see the Empoleon come in, takes a knockoff, didn't really want to, but it reveals the Chople Berry, which doesn't really become impactful, but still really good. We see Meowscarada unfortunately died. Then we see Hoopa Unbound come in, and Hoopa Unbound is just, well, the name speaks for itself. And look, the Chople Berry could have been very helpful. Don't worry, this will come up later. The Drain Punch did enough damage, but unfortunately not enough. And we see Tapu Lele come back in, and Toxic is thrown again. Sandy is just trying to whittle down his opponent as best as he can at this point, because he already knows he's up in Mons, so it doesn't really matter what he wants to do. We see Empoleon come back in, though, on the Alolan Raichu, but it eats the Volt Switch somehow and decides to go for Toxic. This is what I'm telling you. This game was basically the war of attrition on one side, and the other side, it was just, fuck, what am I supposed to do against Toxic? So Empole unfortunately does die, which is actually better for Sandy, but then I don't know why he did this. Tornadus gets T-punched and dies. Maybe it was to confirm Scarf? I don't know. I would have doubled personally. We see the Tapu Lele come in because obviously it's Scarf Hoopa, and we see the U-turn from the Tornado, or Thundurus, excuse me, and an Amorous comes in. And as far as you understand, this song and dance is really funny. First off, Tailwind, then Psyshock, and then the beat go off, right? The beat go off? We see Play Rough hit. Let me tell you something about this motherfucker Sandy, man. He just decided, fuck it, we ball, fuck it, we ball. Intimidate Gyarados, gives him the +1 because he's contrary, and contrary to popular belief, that's a dead Gyarados. Anywho, this game is basically over, but of course, as we all know, there's still a Hoopa that is Scarf that can kill this Enamorous, of course. Just because that's how the game works. That's how Mafia works, everybody. And we do see the Ice Punch kill the Enamorous, but since this is dying to Toxic and also there is a Politoed in the back, this game is as good as done. Also, there is a Bell Pepper. It will live the attack every time. Go for Roost Stall a little bit here, but the game is essentially over. I do think that this could have gone either way, and don't worry, you're not missing out on much. I just think that it was very back and forth. Sandy built a very disgusting ass team, while Cog definitely built a team that was to win. I think the Protean locking into that knockoff instead of going for maybe Protean into Grass definitely could have helped out a lot more here. Of course, I do like the decision that I believe was Specs on, maybe it was Specs, I don't recall, on Raichu Alola, but you know. And we didn't get to really see Gyarados do its thing that's been doing all season, which was terrorizing the youth. So, I mean, this could have gone either way. But hey, Sandy's very proud that it didn't. And you know me, I like seeing anybody win. Because everybody in this league, they're all my friends. I can't say, oh, my boy won. No, because everybody in here my friends. And if you are my friend, you can join next season. Trust. Anywho, game 2. So no changes on either side, of course, but that's to be expected here at the very minimum. In some playoff matches, you might see some changes, but don't worry. In these ones, we don't see them. Not very often, at least. And if we do see them, it'll likely be the championship game, which, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I'm pretty sure we do. Regardless of that, game 2 is here, so let's get it started. So, with the first turn, again, it's Ting Lu versus now Thundurus Therian, which is an interesting lead since we see the U-turn, and this will officially get him off the rocks. But of course, this does also mean he just goes for Stone Edge instead of rocks, which doesn't really make any sense to me personally. I would just go up the rocks just to make sure we punish everything. We do see the poison, or the toxic rather, from Politoed onto Meowscarada. We do see the Protect, so we do definitely know for sure that Sandy is a diabolical ass nigga, but that's okay. He now knows that this is going to be locked in the Flower Trick, or at least going for Flower Trick more often than not. We see the Flower Trick again. It does 40%, and now Sandy's realizing, oh shit, I can eat this. Holy shit, I can sell this shit. So we do see the Meowscarada go and switch on to Raichu. We do see the Roots from the Pelipper. We're likely going to be seeing some sort of Volt switching here, or maybe a hard switch, because holy moly, Thundurus is going to obviously come in here. Unfortunately, Cog didn't think that far. Maybe he clicked and then wanted to cancel. Who knows? We see Ting Lu come in, of course, because that's what you do. But Weather Ball, 59 bumbaclap%. That's a lot of damage. We see the U-turn instead of another Weather Ball, which honestly, I would have preferred you just to get rid of the Ting Lu, because now rocks go up. And now you have to use Defog. Now you got to do all this other stuff, you know what I mean? But Defog's not too bad. We do see it pop off. We see Stone Edge do 57%, which is still quite a lot to a Pokemon that has Regenerator, of course, but maybe not as much. We see U-turn hit the Ting Lu, and we see the Ting Lu once again go for another Stone Edge, 221 to the Politoed. And at this rate in time, you're probably thinking, oh, this game is going exactly the same. It's going similar. It's going similar. Ting Lu dies to Weather Ball Politoed because Politoed has Toxic Protect Weather Ball, and I think that is a hilariously good set. Tapu Lele goes for another Psychic against obviously Empoleon from the first game, and we just see Energy pop off, do a little bit more damage. We see the rocks go up. You already know where this is going, folks. Another Energy Ball, and then a Roost, I'm pretty sure. You already know where this is going. Come on, guys. This guy can't do nothing. He's a bulky Tapu Lele over here. We see Alolan Raichu come in, though. And we see Toxic. Sandy and his Toxic and his Water types. If I had a nickel, man. If I had a nickel. We see Volt Switch do 48%, and we see the Hoopa and Bound come in. Cog maybe not remembering that this Pokemon has Roost and a Chople Berry, but we'll get there in a moment. We see Drain Punch, and we see the Chople Berry, but we see a crit, unfortunately, 46%, the meat go off. We see Toxic pop off, and you know, it's basically just, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here, and you're going to go ahead and still Drain Punch, which, honestly, still to this day, after watching this replay as much as I have, I still don't know why he did that. Maybe it's just because he thought he would just let it go. I don't know. We see Raiju come in, unfortunately, fucking just get killed by knockoff into Toxic. And we see Politoed come in, of course, off the U-turn. It's 6'4". You already know what it is. That tall ass shit. We see Gyarados come in, and finally Gyarados can come in on a Pokemon that maybe it could deal with, or maybe it can fight. However, because this is a toxic Politoed, there is no reason in high hell for me to have said anything at all. We see Pelipper come in after the Dragon Dance, and we see Power Whip do about 56, which apparently is contact, because I guess that makes sense to me too. We do see, however, the Pelipper die, and the toxic damage plus the Rocky Helmet damage is building up, so Big Shrimpin is almost dead. See Politoed come in, and it's going to protect, of course, because that's what you do. That's what you do when you want to kill a Pokemon. Unfortunate for the Gyarados, it could have showed out, it could have popped out and shown many a nigga, but unfortunately it could not. We do see Masquerader come in, and Politoed switching out into the Empoleon. We see Flower Chick pop off. We do, unfortunately, have to say 07 to Empoleon here, because I'm pretty sure it's just going to die to whatever, and Triple Axle pops out. This also shows Sandy, in case a Game 3 happens, that there is a Triple Axling motherfucker around. We do see Politoed come in, and it's obvious that it's likely going to protect, so he goes in to tap the Lele, of course, and hey look, that demon protected. Anywho, we see Thundurus actually come in, excuse me, I was speaking about something else. Energy Ball does hit, does nothing. We see knockoff. We do see that it is AV on the Lele. Now, if you were to ask me what AV was for, I couldn't tell you. We see Thunder unfortunately miss. Psychic does connect a second time and kill the Thundurus, and this is where things get a little bit interesting. Sandy starts bricking, I mean, off the side of the backboard. Oh my goodness. Valentine missing twice. We see the speed drop from Bleakwind though, so maybe his luck's turning around. But Tornadus does die. It's just upsetting. We do see, however, the Enamorers go for the Tailwind, and since there's no terrain up, this Enamorers will eat it up and go for a Supersonic Sky Strike, killing the Tapu Lele. Cog has to figure out a way to stall turns, and unfortunately, that's not going to happen. We're going to see Superpower go ahead and kill that Meowscarada, and with that being said, the last kill going to Enamorus, this game is over. Sandy wins 2-0. I would say that second game was definitely more nerve-wracking for Sandy. I cannot lie to you. After that first miss on Thunder, I mean, I was like, oh, whatever, it's Thunder, you know what I mean? It's going to miss. Then we saw the Bleakwind miss. I was like, ooh, is that Change of Fate? No, unfortunately not, Yu-Gi-Oh fans. It was not Change of Fate. That card is banned. Listen here, this was a good 2 games per quarterfinal match. Sandy moving on, of course, and we do see Ian moving on. And let me tell you something, man. This shit is fucked up. So, of course, I paired the 2 people together that probably didn't want to fucking fight each other, of course. But hey, it is what it is. These next 2 matches for semifinals, we have Primer versus Ian, and then we have Komori versus Sandy. For a brief description of what happened last time, Sandy barely escaped getting outed by players by Primer last time. So, I mean, I didn't want to put them together, of course. Like, he basically got doused in fucking just lighter fluid, Avery? He basically got fucked over in the first time they fought. So I said, well, let's put him up against Komori, because this was a really close set last time. And Ian versus Primer, anything is possible with the popsicle. So we'll see what happens. So, let's move on to our next games. Playoff action yet again. It is semifinals, everybody. I took a brief pause to get a little water, and now I sound like a dickhead. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Ian versus Primer. Each team has been through a lot this season. Primer only having 1 loss, coming from, I'm pretty sure, Komori, but not from Ian. And I think they had a pretty close set first time they fought. But of course, anything's possible in playoffs, so we have to go ahead and get our intros in here, of course. Ian decided to go ahead and ban, as far as I understood, Tapu Koko, and Primer decided to go ahead and ban Rabombi. So, for context, no webs, no electric terrain, just a whole bunch of vibes. We see Ian bringing the Mega Beedrill, Volcarona, Iron Tread, Celesteela, Melmetal, and Jirachi, while Primer brings the Dragapult, Rotom, Wash, Latios, Hisuian Gudra, Iron Hands, and Vikavolt. Anything is possible with a popsicle, of course. Charles, turn that music up. Let's go ahead and get started here. Anywho, Iron Treads leads off against what was suspected to be Vikavolt, but indeed Rotom Wash. We do see the rocks go up, and we see Will-O-Wisp unfortunately miss. That's the Willow Brick. So we see Jirachi come in. Defog on Rotom, however, is going to prevent rocks from being up and potentially other hazards. We see U-turn from Jirachi revealing a Rocky Helmet from Rotom Wash. And we see Melmetal come in. I didn't like this decision at all, by the way, because now we have a Bird Melmetal that does fucking nothing. So now we see Volt Switch from Rotom Wash, of course. Just go ahead and get into Vikavolt here while we see Melmetal go for Facade, which is a crazy thing to have brought, but I get it. There's so much status to go around that could potentially happen. We see Ice Punch pop off on the Vikavolt while it went for Roost, and then we just see Mud Shot. I've seen a lot of things in my day. Mud Shot Vikavolt I have not seen in a few years. I gotta give Primer props, using every tool to his advantage to make sure he can get this W. No bush. We see Roost once again from Vikavolt, as we see Quiver Dance from the Volcarona, but it is T-Wave yet again fighting Ian, and let me tell you something, it's not going as well this time. But we do see a Quiver Dance pop off yet again, so we're back at neutral speed. We see the Fiery Dance do 43 to the Iron Hands that had switched in. Unfortunately, Rock Slide is going to do a shit ton, but there's a Focus Sash. So we see Fiery Dance do another Brick Millie, but Rock Slide will kill the Volcarona, unfortunately. So we see the first death, turn 11. This Iron Hands, man, this has been the guy this season, man. I tell you what, unfortunately, he does take an L to the X-Scissor from the Mega Beedrills. We see Gudra come in. I still hate this nickname. Anyways, we see Hisuian Gudra go for Acid Armor, and if you guys know where this is going, go ahead and just press skip to end. Oh, wait, you can't, because I'm the one controlling it. So Acid Armor into Body Press kills the Melmetal. We see Celesteela come in, and I mean, this is going to be a long one here, fellas. Just stick with me here. So, another Acid Armor has hit the towers. Another Earthquake has happened yet again. We see him go for another Acid Armor, taking down another tower. We see another Earthquake doing nothing. And we do see the rest. It is the Rest Sleep Talk. Chesto Resto. You get it. You see it. So this is just Here Comes the Pain Train remix. No edits. All slurs. No reaction. He dies in 2 body presses. Goodbye, my nigga. Back to the lobby. You already know where this one goes. Everything's going to die. See Moonblast do 16% milk, and we just see a Jirachi yet again die for its sins. And honestly, this was great prep on Primer's part, because you know that you can get this in on something, and Celesteela would be that something if you can prevent it from getting off Leech Seed. And of course, it would probably have Leech Seed, so you probably are Sap Sipper, so you get off this in very good set, honestly. So GG's with Primer taking game 1, but very handily, and definitely played it very well early game and just decided, well, if you're gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And he did it. He did that thing. Good job to him. But this allows Ian to at least try and do something else where he should change up his mons, but you never know. I didn't see a change up last week or last time. I guess it'd be last week, technically. This is so late, so. Anywho, Ian does change up one Pokemon, however. He does take out the Melmetal for the Buzzwole, which actually is pretty good, while we don't see any edits on Primer's side. So, will it be more of the same, or will Buzzwole actually save the Soul Society? Let's see. DJ, turn that shit up again. Listen here, so we see the lead off with Jirachi, and we're going to see the Vikavolt this time, so it could be webs, you never know. We see U-turn pop up against Vikavolt as we see Iron Treads come in, and we do not see any webs. We see T-Wave, however, and rocks go up as we see the Mud Shot yet a fucking again from Vikavolt, and this is starting to make me laugh every time I fucking see. I've watched this replay a lot, by the way. Mudshot again on Celesteela coming in, obviously not effective. We see Stone Edge, oh my goodness, Valentine, and another T-Wave has hit another tower, and Volt Switch eating into a Con Berry. Celesteela taking 28% milk, as we see Rotom Wash coming in. And of course, Celesteela is paralyzed. Good God. We see Defog. I was going to make a really bad joke. Celesteela still gets paralyzed on the Defog. We see another Volt Switch pop out from Rotom Wash. As we see Goodra Hisuian come in, and we just see Seed Bomb. And guess what? That Sap Super comment, it lasted long, didn't it? Anyways, see Flamethrower pop out because, of course, what could come in here? Buzzwold switches in on Flamethrower, taking 65, going for close combat against Vikavolt, getting a crit of 39%. Pretty good crit if you ask me, but Ian had decided, well, this is not gonna go well, and honestly, I don't blame him. I don't like when people forfeit, of course, but he kind of figured if it's gonna be the same thing again, I don't want to be here. And while I don't blame him, I have to reprimand him like everybody else. Come on, let's not forfeit, everybody. Let's don't encourage bad behavior, okay? But it wasn't gonna go better than this, honestly, for him. So I can't blame him, and I'm not even mad. 2-0 victory to Primer, and I didn't give the. I think I kind of just was like, here, nigga, damn, with some kills. I don't think I gave anything to kills really. So Primer moves on to finals, though. He is our first contestant and our #1 overall seed. So. Yeah, that's pretty good. Electric and Dragon. Who could have guessed that was broken, everybody? Anywho, that's a comment to me from like now commenting to past me who rolled this for somebody and gave it to Primer and realized and discovered, holy shit, this could be very bad because anybody with Electric Dragon, broken ass types together, my nigga. Let me tell you something. I made a bad decision. Anyways, moving on. The other game, though, is the 2 and the 3 seed. Would you believe that, Steve? Listen here. We got Sandy. We got Komori. Let me tell you something about these people. Anywho, bans were pretty easy, honestly. Komori decided to go ahead and ban Enamorous, while Sandy banned the Iron Valiant. Pretty easy stuff. Yes, if you were not paying attention earlier from the first portion of this video, that yes, there is a Hitmonlee on your screen. Yes, Komori picked up Hitmonlee and took Annihilate from Pantros' team, or deprecated team, rather. And, you know, there's a lot to be said about these 3 games. That's all I'm saying on the matter. Let's just get right into it, okay? Sandy brings the Iron Jugulus, that motherfucker, that fucking bitch-ass nigga that I hate. Thunderous Therian, Swampert, which is actually Mega Swampert, so pretty good for Sandy to have that unbanned. But, I mean, it was banned last week, or last battle. Ludicolo, Empoleon, and Politoed, while we see Komori bring the Terapagos, Hitmonlee, Zamazenta Crowned, actually, is allowed in this league. I'm pretty sure this is Crowned. Don't look at me like that, okay? When I said I watched these games, I did genuinely watch these games. I am just dumb as bricks, okay? Just everybody shut up. Yes, even you back there, shut the fuck up talking to me right now, bro. I am just saying... you know, Mercury was in retrograde, you know what I'm saying? Type shit, type beat, type meat, you know what Paul, Avery, why'd you say that? Anyways, Zamazenta. It's regular Zamazenta, as far as I understand it. If Crowned was here, I think Komori would have won hands down, left and right. Anywho, Annihilate, Ditto, and Meloetta. That's all that really matters. Now listen to me here. I'm going to spoil it for you. This goes 3 games. And I'm also going to spoil it for you. This was a heater of a set, okay? So we're going to be here for a little bit, okay, guys? Just relax. So, with that being said, Charles, once again, turn that shit up, bitch. Let's go. So, I keep saying Charles like I'm not going to be the one editing this. Anyways, we see Thunderous and Annihilate Bleed. We see the Thunder miss. I mean, if last game was any indication that you should not be fucking using Thunder, this was the turn 1 and 2 that should have convinced you. But Sandy misses it twice in a row, dies, gets twig-healed by Ice Punch. Already off to a great start, 5-6. So we see the rocks go up, of course, from Annihilate, as we see Hypnosis drop it. And I mean, Sandy must have been fucking just trying not to hurt himself out loud, because he hit a Hypnosis but missed 2 Thunders. But I mean, you know, accuracy and everything. We see Weather Ball do about 55 to Annihilate, but Annihilate wakes up, U-turns on the life-orbing Ludicolo and goes into Ditto, which copies and decides, you know, let me see what you got there, buddy. We see Empoleon come in, and I think Sandy may or may not have intentionally made this Ludicolo unable to hit the Empoleon, but don't look at me like that. We see Annihilate come back in as we see Empoleon go for Toxic. Maybe Komori wanted this to defog so she could get off the +2 attack, but I don't know. Rage Fist does 43 after the Toxic, and we see Roost pop off. And I mean, this is just bread and butter for Sandy at this point. Get your Toxic off, do what you gotta do, get your money, man, you know? And we see another Rage Fist, and this is very much convincing to me that there was no fighting type move on this mon. But as you do it, we see the Swampert come in after Ludicolo dies, gets off the liquidation, killing the Annihilate, of course. Which that is a very fast fucking Swampert, or a very slow Annihilate, or a little bit of both, because good God almighty. We see Zamazenta come in and then Polito come in. We see Trailblaze pop off, doing 30% milk, getting off its speed boost, and it is Life Orb as it is revealed here. But close combat will kill just about anything, Chuck, won't it? Yes, it will. So we see the close combat kill the Politoed. We see Swampert come in. It's kind of like yo niggas, what's poppin'? Mega Swampert gets Trailblazed and dies. Critical hit. I don't know if it would have died originally, but don't ask me that question ever again out loud. Anywho, Iron Jugulus, son of a fucking bitch, comes out and gets eviscerated by close combat. I really don't like this fucking Pokemon, by the way. And as expected of game 1 with a Zamazenta running around, running rampant, Komori takes game 1 5-0. And I mean, like I told you guys at the beginning, this goes 3 games. So don't get pissed off at me about what happens in this game 2, okay? Don't say shit to me, okay? Don't say a damn word, all right? Just pay a fucking attention. All right, this game 2 is still pretty good, but just shut up. Okay, luck happens, RNG happens. If any coach should be upset, it's Sandy. Sandy has had some of the worst luck, and let me tell you something. It's not getting better, all right? Let's go ahead and keep going, shall we? Game 2. No changes from game 1, except for the fact that a wild Landorus has appeared, of course. Landorus deciding to go ahead, and I don't really recall what it replaced, so we're going to roll a dice here. You didn't hear it because I didn't actually roll a fucking dice, you idiot. I think it replaced Ludicolo. I'm pretty sure it did, but shh. If you didn't notice, I didn't notice, right? So, I mean, it happened. Komori making no changes, of course. So, with that being said, Landorus being here is actually very interesting because if it's a Scarf Landorus, this can very much turn the tides of the game, of course, but also, we still haven't seen what Hitmonlee can do. We still haven't seen what Terapagos can do. We really haven't seen what Meloetta can do. We obviously know that this is a Imposter Ditto. We know there's more of a bulky Rocks, you know, Rage Fist, you know, kind of maybe more of a resting Annihilate, and we obviously know there's Trailblaze on the Zamazenta. So we know a little bit about this match, but we don't know a whole lot, especially on either side. We just know what we do know is Komori's up 1-0. So let's play, everybody. So leads yet again, Annihilate, but this time it's Landorus. So Landorus decides, well, almighty push, and Supersonic Sky strikes the Annihilate, and we're off to a 6-5 start yet again, everybody, but this time without Miss Thunders. We see the Ditto come in on the Landorus, and we see automatically the Ditto pivot out into Hitmonlee, which I thought was interesting as fuck. Volt switches to Hitmonlee for a bit of damage there. We see Politoed come back in, and we see it go for a knockoff, knocking off the damp rock. So no more 8 turns, just 5. We see Stone Edge hitting the Politoed as we see it go for Icy Wind. I'm sure that there was something to be said about if this is unburdened with like Slack Bear or something of that nature, or just outpace and kill with Weather Ball. Already 6-4 by turn 5. Trust and believe, it doesn't say this way. Meloetta comes in as Empoleon switches in, and we see a Calm Mighty Meloetta, so we see the Baphomet chest release and the Thunderbolt doing that 58% milk. We see Toxic pop off from Empoleon, of course, but Empoleon will probably die to another Thunderbolt, so Sandy decides not to switch out and loses his Empoleon, but the Toxic damage is still raking up a little bit. We see Swampert come in, and obviously this Meloetta could be Energy Ball, but with Liquidation, it kills the Meloetta. So it didn't even fucking matter if it had it, it's going to die. Zamazenta comes in, and we do see the Hydro Pump from the Swampert because, well, Swampert can run special mix sets, and that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, the rain is gone, and we saw the Trailblaze into the CC kill the Swampert, and we had verifiable proof that Trailblaze would have killed from 100%. Though I think Rocks might have been up on the other game, but shut up. Anyway, Stone Edge kills the Thunderous, so now we're at 3-3. Like I told you, it wasn't going to be 6-4 for very long. We see the Politoed come in. It eats and dies, of course, because it's being spoon-fed that goddamn CC. But do you notice something? That's not a +2 speed Zamazenta. That means Iron Jeglis can hit the Baphomet chest release as well. So, we see the CC does not have the chance in a lifetime to even kill the Zamazenta, as we see Charge Beam from the Iron Jegulus. So, as far as I was told, this could happen. Charge Beam misses on Komori's side, while Hurricane does indeed do enough to that Ditto. I don't think it really guarantees a victory, but we see Terapagos come in, you know what I mean? Doing its little Dougie. We see Charge Beam hit that. Terra Shell making it so that's resisted, but we do see no special attack boost from the Iron Jegulus. We do see a Hurricane pop off doing 50%. And we see Rock Polish on the Terapagos. So it's really up to Sandy and high hell, but Energy Ball does kill the Iron Jegulus, unfortunately. We do see Landers come in, and right now, this is it. Energy Ball does 37. I couldn't believe this when I saw it. I think they had meant to click Ice Beam, and that had caused the game to loss, because they had it. And here's the problem. I think that might have been a Scarf on that Ditto. So, Sandy takes game 2. Unless they speed tied somehow, and Komori won it twice, which did not pan out very well. So, as you can probably tell by the shocked look on my face that you can't see, Sandy won game 2. I think the Terapagos definitely had Ice Beam as far as I was told, or as far as it was said in chat. You guys can go tell me that in the comments if you want to. I'm not going to be down there. But, game 3, semifinals, light work, no reaction. Sandy's going to keep his team the same, and Komori, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel becoming more and more dim, decides, well, I gotta do something, and decides to take out, as far as I understood it to be, the Hitmonlee from Mega Gallade. And you might be wondering, Avery, Mega Gallade here is kind of interesting, and I agree, but Hitmonlee didn't do shit, so it's not really that interesting anymore. So, here we go, guys. Game 3. You already know how it is. 1, 2, 3. Let's get her done. Get her done. All right. Lead off here is Mega Gallade, or just, well, Gallade for now. It might be Mega later. And we see Politoed as the lead on the other side. We see Annihilate come in as we see an Encore, which was probably to predict the Swords Dancing Mega Gallade, or maybe something else. See him playing coming on the Rage Fist. Does 21%. And this game is off to the races. We see Stealth Rocks pop off. We see Whirlpool and Polion. This was the set the entire fucking time, by the way. This guy Sandy is gross. We see U-turn from Annihilate, so it can never be trapped. And we see the Terapagos pop out and show niggas. But Sandy's a smart man. Goes for the Toxic, knowing full and damn well anything that wants to come in here doesn't want to get Toxic besides Ditto. We see Thunder from the Terapagos. It does 54. We see a Whirlpool pop off yet again. And we're in the Vortex, and good God Almighty, we do not want to be here. No Protect on the Empoleon, unfortunately, so it does die to the Thunder Part 2, and Terapagos still taking some Toxic Chip, as we see Swampert pop out. Swampert's probably going to go for just the killing blow here with Liquidation, and as it should. We're at 5-5, and let's see where this game realistically can go. We see the Meloetta pop out, we see Liquidation do 80% to Meloetta. We see Energy Ball just outright demolish the Swampert, as it fucking should, you know, you get it. We see Iron Jugulus decide to pop out and show its ugly fucking face on my fucking field, and Dark Pulse the Meloetta, killing the Meloetta. We see Ditto pop in, go ahead and transform, and yet again we're here at a stalemate. We see the Protect, and we see that's going to go for Hurricane. Good on Sandy's part to have Protect on this. We see Hurricane pop out from both of them, no confusions, and Sandy wins the speed tie. Gets the Charge Beam kill. That's 2 kills for this dumb motherfucker that I hate. Almost a third, but unfortunately does not kill. We see the U-turn from Annihilate kill. And at this point, Komori is just trying to get in a position where Zamazenta or the Gallade can win. And it is just very unfortunate that it has to go down this way. Leaf Blade pops out, does 58 to the Politoad as we see Encore pop out. I guess he was still trying to call out that that good old, what did I say it was earlier? Swords Dance, I guess. Hypnosis does indeed break off the side of the backboard, and we do see the Zamazenta getting off the Trailblaze. So will it be the end of the Soul Society? Maybe, maybe not. We see Thunderous come in, of course, and Zamazenta has Stone Edge. It's gonna kill it. So, does Sandy bring this back? Hey, stay right there. So, 1 to 3. Trailblaze pops up, does 24, right? Landorus is like, oh, okay, all rock polish. Keeping in mind here that I'm still pretty sure that the Zamazenta is faster. 44 pops up from Stone Edge, right? Then, it is time for Supersonic Sky Strike. That is a dead Zamazenta. And if you couldn't guess it enough already, there's no Shadow Sneak and Bossing Say, but we do see the agility from the Gallade, so unfortunately Gallade will end up going first. And to Komori, I gotta commend you. You thought your mans would live. He died. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Sandy Cindy's everybody. He clutched it out somehow, and I still don't get it. Komori could have won game 2, of course. Ice Beam Tropicals. We can debate this all day and night. But Sandy kept to himself, prayed to a god that I don't know of, and said, fuck it, we ball. Sandy, you're 3rd seed, and Primer, you're 1 seed. They have fought previously, and Primer put the fucking mitts on that nigga, and you will have a full-length recording of the finals as well. So don't worry, this video is not over yet. But leave a prediction right now if you're watching, and then you can edit your comment later about who you thought was going to win and what actually happened. Primer versus Sandy, though, very, very good matchup here. I will say that. Now, with that being said, before we get into that, I'm pretty sure I'll say it in the video as far as I understand. I'm pretty sure that I don't recall if they banned anything, or if there was, I think it was no bans, I'm pretty sure. So don't worry. With no bans on the table, however, it's a very funny time to be alive because both of these teams are very dangerous. Just to review with you here, you have Sandy's team, Rain team, 4 Genies, very good team, having to fight Hell itself incarnate, an electric dragon. Basically, Sandy's kryptonite is this entire fucking team. Sandy pulling out a victory would be great for him and would be very impressive to everybody else. Primer winning would be like, oh yeah, that happened. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that totally fucking makes sense. But let's get to the last portion of the video. Live finals. Live from California. I almost said, where the fuck do I live? Am I dumb? Anyways, live in California. This was recorded in June, while this is being recorded in July, and this will still go up in July. So, past Avery, don't worry. I'll edit out anything awkward pause-wise. But hey, finals. Stay tuned. All right, everybody. Finals are here again, MDA style. You guys already know what's going on. And if you don't, then you haven't been watching the video so far. It's Sandy versus Primer. The last time they fought, Primer put on belt to ass with Kieran. But this is a 5-game series. So we're going to be watching live for our entertainment. And let me tell you something. I have no idea what this man Sandy is doing. Cuss stab paralysis. What a horrible time for Sandy to have some bullshit happen to him. I tell you what. I tell you what. How unfortunate. Just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. But as we're all aware, what ends up happening for Sandy is unfortunately that Empoleon died. So now it's prove them wrong, the Iron Jugulis. This Pokemon has been overperforming this entire season. I will tell you that off the dome piece. But it has the opportunity of a lifetime to really show if it's worth everybody's time to care about. Because to me personally, I don't like this one. I don't care for Iron Jugulis, honestly. Very bad Pokemon. But I've been wrong before. We see the Tailwind pop up in the Ice Beam from Latios. Oh, good heavens. That's a body without organs. This game one has gone terrible for Sandy. Good God. You know what? This is par for the course. This is honestly par for the course. You're joking, right? I promise I'm not religious. Oh, fuck. So, unfortunately, we do see the Iron Jugulis die and an Amorous comes in. This has been going bad for Sandy. I mean, this is game one. As long as he doesn't get 3-0'd off of that alone, he should be fine. We see the Twinkle Tackle kill the Mega Latios, and that is the first kill for Sandy, of course. But maybe I would have saved that for later. I don't know. Maybe we get off, a little bit of an agility or whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. Kyurem, the demon from last time they fought, is back again. So, how will Kyurem make everything worse for our good pal here? I mean, it'll probably be really bad, honestly, so we'll see what happens. All right, we see the superpower pop out. I guess he maybe was expecting the Enamorous to switch out or just to outlast the, what the fuck is it called, Avery? The Tailwind. But then Tailwind goes right back up. Sandy is really playing the game of trying not to get his ass beat by this Pokemon. As we see Rotom Wash come in now. I think this will be the end of Enamorous's line, but this also tells us that with the superpower that happened, and with Play Rough, it was Z Play Rough. Oh, they both miss. Absolute peak performances by both teams. I love this game. It's going great for Primer and not so good for Sandy. Sandy's already used his Z move, but he still has his Mega in the back as Primer already uses Mega Latios. This is going so well for everybody involved, man. Good God Almighty. We see the Thunders come in now. And good God Almighty, what the fuck is gonna happen, man? What the fuck? Toxic Rotom. I mean, we've seen it all. Physical, and he's pain split. It's so Joverpon. I think Sandy's getting styled on for the first time in a long time. He gets the crit. Okay. With the agility up and now you die to your next Toxic, is it time for protection shenanigans from Primer? We see Vika will come back in with its heavy duty Tims. What is the move Sandy will click? Let's see here. He decides to go into Landorus on Hidden Power Ice, as far as I can tell. So, I mean, it just be like that sometimes. We see the Rock Slide do 59. With the sheer force, unfortunately, there won't be a flinch in the world, and we see him die. Thundurus comes back in. Acrobatics is 22. It is just unfortunate that Vikavolt will be picking off 2 Mons today. And finally, the Mega Swampert with the Ice Punch to kill. It's a Mega Swampert versus the world, but if I'm being honest, this game 1 goes to Primer. Oh! Oh, shit. 2 freezes. That man Sandy is not pleased. Bro. That's game 1. That is indeed game 1, everybody. Good God Almighty. And I'm using a new theme here. I'm gonna be making a stylish theme for my own content, so there's no trainer things on here. Anyways. Oh, well, Primary posted game 1. Oh, good heavens. He's got to pray to a god and mean it. Holy shit. Well, that's fucked up. All I'm going to say is that is fucked up. Like, that is, like, crazy fucked up, dude. Good Lord. Game 2. No switches from either side. Just hopefully better RNG for protagonist Sandy here. And I call him our protagonist because it's just so crazy that this can happen so frequently to somebody. And Sandy is supposed to game 2. Primer's up 1-0. Also, you guys are free to talk to each other in the chat, by the way. Like, I'm deafened so that I can't hear you guys. Like, you guys can talk to each other. Like, make friends or something. I don't fucking know. Anyways. Let's see. Oh, I'll add spectators again. All right, can Sandy put this back together? Oh, golly gee, Williker Scoob, he is going for Dragonets, turn 1. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, well, what does Dragapult even do? When I saw that he picked up Dragapult from, you know, from Pancho's team, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then I was like, oh shit, he has like everything. What? Oh, good heavens, he's dead. Well, you know what they say, all toasters toast. All right, well, it's up to Enamorous to put together something here because, man, fuck. If that's Phantom Force, hey, just hang it up. Just hang it up. Put him in the rafters. Oh, shit. Sandy not bringing rain is interesting, though, because I feel like he should bring rain. But maybe he was just scared of maybe thunder being presented. I don't know. But regardless, we'll see what happens. We see Vikavolt with the play rough coming out from Enamorous. I mean, I get the reason why, because I think he might just be physical, honestly. Which, I get it. If he gets a Spadef drop with Shadow Ball, that could be also ass, so I don't know. Okay, so we see the Hinpire Ice happen once more. Oh, he's weakness policy. That's a body without organs. Oh, God. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. He's a... Sandy's going to try to go for game. Can he kill the Vikavolt in one shot? Chat room, I'm saying no. He did like 22 earlier with acrobatics game 1. I don't think it's happening, bro. Sandy has to pray to a god here. This is so ass, chat room. Will he do it? I don't know what they're calculating for here, if I'm being honest. I feel like we know the Thundurus doesn't kill. We can skip the end, honestly. Like, if the Thundurus kills the Vikavolt, I'm very impressed. But I don't think that's happening, chat room. I think we are in a do or die situation. Oh, it killed! Oh my, it killed! He's done! It's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. Unless this man has motherfucking goddamn sucker punch fucking Dragapult, this game is looking like it's over, chat room. Oh fuck. I thought it wasn't killing, you know, I thought Mercury, it was in retrograde, you know what I mean, type shit. Like, oh, because he acroed with an item. He acroed with an item in game 1. So he did like 22. So then that's 44 at best. And then, yep, it was killing. Chat room, I was wrong. I think the game's over. I think Thundurus got it. Oh my god, Mercury was in retrograde. I didn't believe with his little feet there. Like, do you see these little ass feet, nigga? Look at this. Why does he have those? They're so nasty. And you switch over to the other perspective, it's like, oh, get the fuck out of here. Do you think that he puts like shoes on both of these and his tail, or just like his feet? Leave a comment down below. Anywho. We see Tapu Koko. He put up the terrain. The Supercell Slam. Never would. Oh. Well, this tells Sandy something, though. At very minimum, he's in a great position to use that for later. He's in a great position to use that for later. So, I'm proud of him because he figured out what he could and could not do. And I think that's very important. Now it has to be Swampert that comes in, unfortunately, because he knows it can eat the freeze dry. The bad part to this, however, is that it has to eat the freeze dry. In depth. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Hold on. How does he get out of this, though? Oh, my goodness. He went Jugulus. He knows he's going to be faster. Okay. Okay, Sandy. Okay. And we know now that is Choice Scarf on the Kyurem, which it was last game, too. Could Coco be the answer? Is Coco cooking? Coco cooking? Oh my god, he's Scarf again? What is this? Oh shit. I mean, Primer thought of everything when it came to this shit, bro. Okay, okay, okay. Tailwind up. The Toxic goes out. Okay, the beat go off. Gets the first superpower. We see the pain split. You see the money, you see the shoes. Does a +1 Z play rough kill? It does, chat room. It does. We are in prime territory to get somebody's ass beat senseless of the head and neck. We see Latios. It also dies the +1. It's up to Scarf, Coco, and Dragapult. Which means this is a Volt switching turn or a hidden power turn. It's HP Ice. I think game 2's over. I think it's over. Wait. Chat room, it's not over yet. PS left in, I ain't done yet. Does he get the kill? Oh. Oh, he's physical pult too? Oh my god. I don't know if the Sandstream killed. But fuck, dude. That's game 2. Primer is up 2-0 on the set. Good God Almighty. It is happening yet again. All right. Will there be a switch in this matchup? I don't know, chat room. I don't know. I don't know. That was pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you. That was a pretty good game. To game 1, it was pretty fucked up what he was doing to him. But game 2, you know, it wasn't that fucked up. Wasn't that fucked up? It was not controversial. Well, I mean, it was a little controversial, but it was, you know, type shit, you know. All right, they're back in it. Sandy does opt to bring the Politoed. We are in game 3. This could be it, chat room. The game could be done as we know it. All right. So, to set the stage here, Primer has taken a 2-0 lead. Oh, Primer also switched out Amon. Primer got rid of Amon and put up Iron Hands now. Iron Hands, classically, a motherfucker to this man Sandy. All right, just to the league in general. So we see Dragapult is still here. We see Mega Latios get switched out, which is crazy. And then we saw, I want to say, what is it, Thundurus? Yeah, we saw Thundurus get switched out for Politoed. Okay, so really good switches overall. I think this will be an interesting one, though, no matter what. You see the Stealth Rocks, you see the Thunder Punch. No paralysis, thankfully. Because with Sandy's luck, everything just goes awry, unfortunately. So we see Pert come in. We see the Drain Punch this time. Okay, he's calling out a switch out anyway. All right, okay. That shit is funny. We see the Pert go for Toxic. Okay. So Sandy's going with the mantra that he goes with sometimes. Fuck it. We stall. Gets off a little Endeavor. That is a dead swamp. No Energy Ball? Boo Boo, what you doing? What's going on here? Won't float like root beer. Maybe he's expecting somebody to switch in. Ooh. Noticing. Y'all noticing that? Y'all see that? All right. We see Politoed come in with the Drizzle. We see the Energy Ball this time, though. Hold on now, sport. Also, without Thunders, now we don't know what Politoed could be. There's no weakness policy, though. So, Icy Wind happens. We see the minus speed. We see the Volt Switch happen. Politoed is just taking hits. God bless America. Politoed is going to hell. And then it turns out that Kyurem can come in and just take a nigga's soul. But this could be the Swampert way, as we're probably seeing Damprock on Politoed. And I really hope we are, because, man, this game has not been good to Sandy. Can Sandy piece together at least a good victory here and then get into a Game 4 situation? They both can't switch out Mons anymore, by the way. So, we're in a funny one. We're in a funny one. Now he knows also Enamorous can live the freeze dry. That's great. But what will you do when the second bar hits? Let's see. I think I was initially not going to do this, and then I was like, wait, I should fucking do this because, like, I don't care about the PC gaming show. So, all right, we see the Z hit the field, and Kyurem is dead. The threat, the evil, has been defeated. Oh shit, that's on the side still. There we go. The evil has been defeated. Type shit. We see Rotom Wash, the ever amazing Mon that it is. We see Misty Explosion. Oh, so he could have been mixed. Oh shit, okay. I don't get it. But I don't get it. Swampert comes in. Is it Toxic turn? It is Hydro Pump and Toxic. Okay. Well, Swampert, what are you gonna do? Endeavors the Railgun, and Railgun dies to Toxic. Absolute cinema. But we see Polt come in. Is this going to be a U-turn, or are we just going to see a Dragon Dance? I hope it's just, yep, it's just Dark. That's good. So now, is it Jugulies? Yes, it is, because it is Booster, plus it is Quark Drive. So, you know, earlier it was a little bit confusing, but with the way things are looking, it really depends on if Landorus can get its shit off. We see the Earth Power hitting the Levitating Rotom. So sad. We see the Dark Pulse, no flinch. Hydro Pump does 48%. We are going to see at least Jugulus get a kill soon. Never mind. We see the Tailwind. That means it is Landorus time, baby. Cement that is Kong. Oh, wait, hold on. My fault. I keep being wrong at every single turn. I'm just wrong, nigga. I don't know what to do. All right. We see the Cuss Tap. Endure. For what? What did he do that for, chat room? Was it to make sure that Rotom died? Perchance. Perchance. That means it's literally up to Landorus. And listen, I've never seen Stranger Things. But this is a stranger thing. Y'all gotta do the knowledge, alright? Do the knowledge. Alright, Landorus, it is up to you, my boy. Tailwind is up. He rock polishes as we see the Z Ghost move. Will it kill? It does kill. Primer takes a 3-0 win in the MDA. That is Primer's, I believe, first or second championship in my leagues. 3-0, number 1 overall seed, takes the W. And good Lord have mercy. What a good 3 games. I gotta give it to them. I gotta give it to them. That game 1 was definitely very not great for Sandy. I will say that. The game 2 was the best opportunity Sandy had in the world to win. And this game 3, man, it could have gone either way, but unfortunately it did not. But that's it. That is going to be the MDA here on the IncogM channel. And next season, I don't know what we're going to do, but we will be taking a little summer break. I might do a little tourney, do a Rambats tourney in server. I'm not too sure yet, but join down below. Next season will probably start end of August, maybe September-ish range, just to give myself time for whatever format I want to do, and really focusing down on rules, really going over how the coaches felt about ban systems, which I think they pretty much liked it. Maybe we get more coaches, maybe we get new and then old coaches. We'll see what happens. Really just depends on who really wants to be a part of this damn thing. But until next time, good night and good luck. This has been the MDA playoff video, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Good night and good luck yet again.